What's up guys, I'm back, and today I'm going to be making yet another Fakemon video. I know, it's kind of hard to believe. Can you believe that I've gone this long without doing a Roblox video? I know, it's kind of crazy. Anyway, I won't waste too much of your time today, but before we hop into today's video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 9,000 subscribers. I couldn't have done it without you, and now we're getting closer and closer to 10K, and I can't wait for that milestone. Be sure to let me know in the comments or in our Discord server and give me some suggestions for what you would like to see for the 10,000 subscriber special. Alright, let's get into it. In today's video, I'm going to be making some regional variants of 2 Pokemon for my hypothetical Australian Pokemon region, along with an entirely new 2-stage Pokemon at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Now, I think it's about time we actually dive into some Fakemon, so let's get into it. I really hope I don't sound like a robot right now. Ever since I got into Pokemon, I've always loved Krookodile and its evolution line, but I thought, what if I was super original and took the ground, land-dwelling Krookodile and put it in the water? Whoa! I know, right? Insane. Totally amazing original idea. Anyways, in all seriousness, I thought, what if Krookodile, the ground, land-dwelling crocodile, dwelled in the water like a normal, lazy, everyday saltwater crocodile instead of a bipedal ground type. And there you have it. Now, don't get me wrong, I love ground type aquatic Pokemon as much as anyone else, but I think turning a fierce, dangerous ground type into a lazy, chill water type could make for a pretty interesting combination of visuals if you think about it. I started with Sandile, and of course I went for a sleepy look similar to that meme of the dog in sunlight, which you'll see a lot lately in YouTube shorts. I don't know what the deal with that is, but it is pretty funny. I posed it up as if it was, looking to the sky and kind of needed a cup of coffee before starting its day. I colored it, well, blue, water type. Water types are often associated with sadness and, fear, but with this, I just kind of wanted a chill guy, chill Sandile, honestly. Sandile, Aussean form, the water croc Pokemon. After years of evolution, Sandile and Ausseos have adapted to the wet marshlands and rivers in the region, becoming more aquatic than their Unovan counterpart. Not only have they become more fit for underwater travel, but also much more relaxed, personalities, sleeping almost 90% of the day and eating the other 10%. Now it's time for the evolution, Krokorok. I tried to make this one seem much more lazy and sleepy than Sandile and exaggerate that with a big flotation device on its neck to look somewhat like a neck pillow, which I know it's not lazy, but it is very comfy, which is something that a lazy Pokemon would have. This design might be one of my all-time favorites, and I'm honestly really happy with how it turned out. Here's Krokorok, Aussean form, the water croc Pokemon. Krokorok often lay dormant in small bodies of water for days, doing nothing but sleeping and sometimes waking up for only a few minutes to eat before falling back to sleep. Its puffed up neck is used as a flotation device, making it impossible for a Krokorok to drown. I wanted this one to feel so lazy that it's no longer bipedal. It's so sleepy it can't even stand up. In game, if this was a real game, I imagine that this would be able to stand up, like, 2 legs, but it would be swapped, so when you send it out, much like how Charizard can walk and fly like in the Paldea games, it would either be able to go on 2 legs or 4. I made the flotation device much bigger with this design and made it reference floaters, those red and white donuts on ships and pools. This design is definitely one of my favorites, and I honestly think I'm improving on how to create texture for my designs. Let me know what you think. Here's Krookodile, Aussean form, the water croc Pokemon. Though Unovan and Aussean Krookodile live in Ausseos, Krookodile native to the region are much more common and will group up with other Krookodile and their Prevos to easily win a fight against their sandy counterparts. The flotation device on its neck can inflate to be bigger and bigger than its entire body. When threatened, this gives the appearance of being big as 3 Krookodile, often scaring foes away. Now that the Krookodile line is finally done, let's move on to something a little less self-indulgent. That something being the Mareep line. Mareep is very, very cute, and I love the concept of a small sheep changing from, well, a sheep to a rubbery giraffe dragon thing. Yeah, not the strongest concept. I wanted to make an electric fairy type Mareep line based off, well, solar powered energy and how it affects the planet, or rather doesn't, along with some snooty fashion in there, just throw in a little bit of fashion just to be funny. Starting with Mareep, I honestly just drew Mareep with eyelashes and made it pink, but it's still probably my favorite design out of the three. I gave it a flower at the end of its tail to hint at its future umbrella-shaped satellite in its evolutions. This design was really simple, but I just think it's so cute, so here's Mareep, Aussean form, the fairy wool Pokemon. Mareep uses its flower-like tail to draw in energy from the sun. This energy is the region for their pink fluffy wool and is the most common wool used for clothing in Ausseos, which is why the cloth in the region is much softer than most others. Though it isn't electric type yet, it can create static electricity by rolling in dry hay or grass. Now for Flaaffy, which I just want to say, I think I know why they changed the color palette for the entire line from, blue to pink and then to yellow. It's because if Flaaffy was blue, it would literally just be Mareep on two legs, which is kinda what it ended up looking like for mine. Really, I just put Mareep's head on the original Flaaffy's body, and I will say this is my least favorite out of the three, but I didn't really put that much effort into it since it's my least favorite out of the line. Here's Flaaffy, the fairy wool Pokemon. Flaaffy are often extremely overjoyed and love to socialize and make friends with everyone they see. Its umbrella-shaped tail can draw in solar energy, which can be used to grow plant life faster and make the wool of Mareep, Flaaffy, and Ampharos and Ausseos much softer. Moving on for the final stage, Ampharos. While in Johto or even Kalos, Ampharos is seen as a brave, daring, pharaoh, giraffe, dragon thing that helps keep the power on. In Ausseos, Ampharos is seen as somewhat of a sassy, arrogant fashion icon. The original reason I wanted to make a regional Mareep was how big the wool industry is in Australia, but I also had to do more than, just wool. So I made the wool stay on Ampharos, changing its concept of losing it entirely. The wool would now be more of like a cowboy or sun hat shape, and the wool on the body would be more like a coat, and I made the pattern on the feet feel like heels, and turned the tail into more of like a full-on parasol. Very fashionable. While this isn't my personal genre of favorite Pokemon, I think it turned out pretty good, so let me know what you think. Ampharos, Aussean form, the fairy wool Pokemon. Using its unique umbrella-like tail, Ampharos can absorb energy from the sun to generate electricity and plant life. Because of its ability to absorb solar energy, it reactivates the cells in its body that create fluffy, soft wool, as opposed to Johtonian Ampharos, making Ampharos and Ausseos a very popular fashion icon for different styles of clothing, much like Furfrou. Now for that secret line I told you guys about in the beginning, this last two-stage line will not be a regional form, but an entirely new Pokemon for the Ausseos region. This will be my regional dog, and while not consistent in every generation, almost every Pokemon game had one or two regional early route dogs, those being Vulpix, Snubbull, Houndour, Poochyena, Riolu, Lillipup, Furfrou, Rockruff, Yamper, and Fido. Well, I guess they do have it in every region. Now, those are all the regional dogs, and while there could be more, I think you get my point. As you probably guessed, yes, this will be a dingo. Partially. I started sketching and had an idea for a small pose of a puppy jumping midair with its tongue hanging out. Also, don't mind the giant green wispy tail, that'll make more sense in the evolution. Here's Dinghost, the soul puppy Pokemon. Dinghosts are a common household pet in Ausseos, and are said to be the soul of a puppy Pokemon combined with the soul of an ancient spirit that formed the lands of Ausseos. It has a normal body, but has strange ectoplasm radiating from its tail and eyes. No theories can prove whether or not this Pokemon is living or not. And the last Pokemon for today's video is the evolution to Dinghost. This was going to be based off many things. Dingoes, aboriginal dingoes, wolves, canines, the Ahuizotl, and the Urko, a myth about a dog, that dwells in the depths of the ocean with trains dragging behind it. And for those who don't know, the Ahuizotl is an ancient creature from Aztec mythology that is said to have the body of a monkey. It's about the size of a dog with a few dog-like features, and the long tail with a large hand at the end of it. So, I thought a cool evil ghost dog with a spectral hand would be kind of cool. Posing took a while, but once I figured out, it was pretty easy from there. For colors, I went with black, dark brown, white, and of course, green. For most ghost types, the design shows that it's purely ghost energy, but with this design I wanted it to look cursed, as if it was dead but still resided in its once living body. Pretty dark for a Pokemon, but hey, Mimikyu exists, hence the dark type. But here's Spectrazotl, the Soul Hunter Pokemon. Spectrazotl are quite rare in Ausseos and only have their giant spectral hand to show before disappearing moments later. It is said that Spectrazotl are the living spirits of evil dog Pokemon that have been chained from going anywhere in the next stage of life. Spectrazotl dwell in underwater caves, grabbing their victims with a giant hand and carrying them to its dark cave, only for its victims to face their doom. Oh my gosh, that is going to be wrapping it up for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what Pokemon you want to see next in the Ausseos region. As always, peace.